So, folks, imagine for a second you are one of the most powerful people in the Democratic Party, okay? Imagine for a second your sole job is to defeat your opposition, and your opposition is going around saying things like, hey, this bill we're doing is going to
Do
kill
you know
all of
what
us.
really drives up the cost of goods and services? Confederacies.
Hey, bazinga! Thank you for the 5 tier 1 subs, Sake Tanuki. But you know how you're like, well, okay, how do we defeat our opponents? And your opponent is just going around saying every day, yeah, this bill we're doing, it's we're all gonna die eventually. Oh, you're afraid that this bill is gonna kill you? Well, we all die eventually. Like, okay, that moment has just fallen into your lap. Or one of the most prominent advisors to the president of the United States is high on ketamine all the time, and wants to throw all of our money into a wood chipper for some reason, while killing hundreds of thousands of starving children and people with preventable illnesses. Okay, imagine you've got some people out there who are just going out there every single day looking like evil motherfuckers, and like the scuttlebutt on the street is there that evil motherfucker is getting cucked by Elon Musk of all people. Like, imagine that there's just a target rich environment, so to speak, of things you could be highlighting, and instead of glomming on to actual issues that people are worried about, like, say, losing their health care, or, say, losing their job from the largest employer of working class people in the country, which is the federal government, or losing their say the US government, for example, is under Republicans, your opponents, is just like ignoring one of the most foundational constitutional protections there is, your right to due process, and is just sending stormtroopers to grab people off the street to throw them onto planes without any lawyer, without any judge, without any kind of court order. They're just sending shock troops to do it to you. And instead of addressing any of these concerns that are spurring, exponential amounts of protest and discontent from the ground, instead you've learned that the leader of your opponents doesn't like being called Taco. I don't know about you guys. If I was a Democrat in leadership and I had all of these things to choose from, with which to, attack my enemies, with which to go after my enemies and, tear them down, build up grassroots support, I would probably pick, the viral moments of members of the opposing party talking about how, they just don't care that their bill is going to kill everyone, that they just don't care and think it's good, actually, to murder children for no reason. I would pick, the attack on the very foundational premise of America as like an attack to go after, and yet Chuck Schumer and people like Cory Booker and oh my God, the House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, thank you, and Hakeem Jeffries have just decided, the real thing we need to attack, it's not any of that shitty material stuff. Let's call our opposition leader Taco. And I present to you maybe one of the worst attacks I've ever seen. Democrats will hand out free tacos to mock Trump. Wowee, everyone. The Democratic Party commissioned a taco truck to serve free lunch outside the Republican National Committee's DC headquarters beginning at noon on Tuesday. The giveaway is not to just mark Taco Tuesday, says a Democratic National Committee staffer who tipped Mother Jones off about the free grub. The food is also meant to get under the skin of President Donald Trump, who has recently become associated with the acronym TACO, shorthand for Trump always chickens out. And I just gotta say, when we are facing down a budget bill that is seeking to cut millions of people off of SNAP, the program that keeps them fed, you're using your DNC money to feed people outside of the RNC's headquarters? Why aren't you spending that money to feed poor people? What, like, genuinely, why aren't you hire a taco truck in every major city in the country and send them to the poorest neighborhoods to just give out what are you doing? Like, even if this was the thing you wanted to attack him on, right? Like, there's a way to do it that would actually be good. There's a way to do it that, like, they're literally just feeding RNC staffers. The people who are going to be eating the chicken tacos are wealthy RNC folks. Like, go feed the homeless in your districts. There are so many people who need to eat in this country. And, like, not only did you pick the weakest line of attack, you picked, like, the worst way to go about it. And you guys have no idea how absolutely, like, cooked Democratic leadership is. Okay, like, at no point in recent memory, as far as I can tell, has the Democratic leadership been reviled quite as much as it is right now. And you know what? Let's just check in with our good pal Chuck Schumer here. Let's just check in, huh? Is it this one? If Taco Trump is already folding on Iran, the American people need to know about it. No side deals.
When it comes to negotiating with the terrorist government of Iran, Trump's all over the lot. One day he sounds tough, the next day he's backing off. And now, all of a sudden, we find out that Witkoff and Rubio are negotiating a secret side deal with Iran. What kind of bull is this? They're going to sound tough in public and then have a side deal that lets Iran get away with everything? That's outrageous. We need to make that side deal public. Any side deal should be before Congress and, most importantly, the American people. If Taco Trump is already folding, the American public should know about it. No side deals.
Oh, okay.
People are aroused. I haven't seen people so aroused in a very, very long time.
Yeah, so aroused, Chuck Schumer, exactly. Mm-hmm. Can I just say, like, I gotta be honest with you. I gotta be real honest. If you poll the American public on political issues that they care about, Iran is not even going to be in, like, the top 5, maybe in the top 10, but it's not going to be in the top 5. I can guarantee you people are concerned about housing costs going up. There's a reason politicians like Zoran Mamdani and NYC are doing so well running on a rent freeze. It's because it's a good idea. People want that.
When it comes to negotiating, I have never seen the people so aroused on the elliptical at the Capitol gym.
God.
People are aroused. I haven't seen people so aroused in a very, very long time.
Sake Tanuki, thank you for the 2 tier 1 subs. Very much appreciated. But, like, genuinely, these people are cooked. We cannot have these people in leadership. These people do not understand what folks need. Like, working class people, in a vague sense, care about Iran, and in the fact that, like, they don't want to go to war with Iran. They want their tax dollars to actually help them, in some way. Going to war with Iran doesn't help them. They understand that basic premise. But, like, most normal people, they're not thinking about that. They're thinking about their rent. They're thinking about the prices at the grocery store. They're thinking about, like, their utility bill. They're thinking about, like, all of the different fees that they're getting nickeled and dimed for to, like, put them in the poorhouse. Okay? That's what they think about. And, like, the idea here that, like, oh, well, Iran, like, bitch, they are ignoring due process. They're trying to deport people without their day in court to South Sudan. They've already put people in a concentration camp in El Salvador. Like, genuinely, the things that people care about, the brutal undermining of our constitutional rights and the The abduction of people, that's a lot higher on the list than Iran. And the thing is, Chuck Schumer here is literally upset at Donald Trump for being soft on Iran. You guys understand that, right? Like, he's like, oh, well, you shouldn't stop threatening to go to war with Iran because, we need to power them into the ground. Haha. Like, what do you, no one cares. No one wants to go to war with Iran, Chuck. God, I hate the Democratic leadership so much. They are spineless. They are feckless. They are ineffective at doing politics unless it's to keep their own power, unless it's to lash out at people within their own ranks in order to paint them as like anti-Semitic or some shit. It's really disgusting. And dare I say, absolutely delusional. Remember, Chuck Schumer's the guy on record talking about his imaginary friends guiding his, his political positions. He literally, instead of connecting with actual people who live in his, in his area, he just imagines people who agree with him. The Baileys. It's disgusting. And Hakeem Jeffries is not that different. And you have Cory Booker over here doing his heroic stand in the Senate and immediately coming out with a book about it somehow. Just so strange how he had a book about his filibuster ready to go. That's so strange. These people are all out for one person, and it's themselves. Yeah. A lot of these people, these abundance liberals, are in it for the performative bullshit. Exactly, Zaran Joy. Chuck Schumer, performative bullshit. Hakeem Jeffries, performative bullshit. Cory Booker, performative bullshit. And like, I disagree with Jasmine Crockett on a lot of things, but at the very least, she's doing more than performative bullshit. She's actively going out there and attacking her opponents, which is what we need. We need people to actually hate the people who are trying to kill us. Like, I like, it should be a very low bar. Like, the bar is, I want somebody to fight for my right to be alive. I want a politician to fight for my ability to live. And genuinely, I think that is representative of a good 80 to 90% of the Democratic electorate. And you've got AOC, you got Bernie Sanders, you got a bunch of great people out there campaigning every day for our ability to live, work, and thrive in this country. But you know what? The people in leadership don't give a fuck, and they're never going to. They need to be gone. Okay? They need to be gone. There needs to be a constant and persistent demand for these chicken shits to get out of office. Because Trump might be he might be a taco. He always chickens out. But you know who else always fucking chickens out? These chicken shits in the Democratic Party. There's no place for this type of cowardice. And that's what it is. It is abject cowardice. It is the inability to stand up to power that, donates to their campaigns. It is an inability for them to actually do what they know is right and what they know their electorate needs. They are simply cowards who are complicit with the powers arraigned against us, and we must fight them until we win. And like that it's as simple as that, guys. It's just, guys, this is the energy Chuck Schumer is bringing right now. This is his latest post.
Donald Trump is frantically calling up Republican senators to say they should vote for his big, fat, ugly bill because he says doesn't cut any with benefits. It's only going after waste, fraud, and abuse. Bull. It cuts the benefits of tens of millions of Americans. They're not going after waste, fraud, and abuse. They don't care about it. In fact, just the other day, Donald Trump pardoned a major nursing home operator who'd been convicted of skimming money from nurses, from aides, from doctors. And they got rid of the IGs, the inspectors general. They're the ones who are supposed to go after waste, fraud, and abuse. Don't believe Donald Trump's bullshit. That is one big, fat, effing lie. It eliminates the benefits for millions and millions of Americans, for young children, for elderly, for veterans, for people who have lost their jobs, up and down the line. I've never heard such bull. Donald Trump is frantically...
It's just like, okay, so what are you going to do about it? It is not enough. You're the head. You're the head of the Dems, man. You're the head of the Dems in the Senate. You are like the strongest Democrat we have. And you're out there just saying, well, this is some bullshit. It's like, oh, okay, we all know that. We're all talking about how it's bullshit. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What do you want us to do? Because people on the ground, and I speak as like an organizer, people on the ground are begging for anything to do. Okay? And the issue here is that Chuck Schumer is not interested in any actual change. He's not interested in activating the Democratic base. He is interested in simply virtue signaling. He's virtue signaling. That's it. That's it. He's virtue signaling to the liberal base. There is no purpose to this. He's not galvanizing anyone. He's not educating anyone. I guarantee you, if you are watching Chuck Schumer's social media feed, you probably already know, most of the shit that's going on in this country. It's a dishonest positioning. He's interested in campaign donations. Yeah, from people who don't pay that much attention, This is so that he has some plausible deniability and so he can walk in and say, see, Mr. Bailey, I did do something. I did do something. I went out and said it's bullshit. Not even that it's bull. I did say that too, but I said it's bullshit. It's disgusting. And I'm so fucking sick of it, man. I'm so sick of it. And with that, we gotta. I'm so aroused right now.
People are aroused. I haven't seen people so aroused in a very, very long time.
Riverboat Jack is coming to town. All the viewers gather round. Twitch and YouTube is where she streams. All that content is bursting the seams. Politics, baby, plenty more. Her sense of fashion, you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's